So my mom, my sister, 14, and I, am 16, went to the mall to watch a movie. After it ended, we decided to shop for a while and they wanted to enter this women clothing store. Once they had their clothes, we all went to pay. One of the things my sister chose was a $12 blouse. When the cashier scanned it, the price said $60 instead of $12 and the cashier said it was a system mistake. She said that she was going to scan a $6 ring twice so it can charge the right price for the blouse. The cashier did what she said, but when my mother finished paying, she saw that she had also been charged the extra $60 because the lady forgot to remove it. The cashier said it was a mistake and I was starting to get embarrassed because my mother asked for the extra money back. The cashier said she couldn't do that and called the manager, who said that the store had a no-return policy so they couldn't pay back unless she created a store account and made a minimal purchase. Long story short, my mom kept arguing with them until they just opened the cash register and gave her back the money. When we were in the car, I told my mother that it was embarrassing and I was ashamed. She got mad at me and my sister is neutral on the situation. Next story. My wife has known about my twin sister's sexuality since we met. We've been married for 5 years. About a year ago, my sister confided in me about the feelings she had for my wife's sister. She thought nothing would come of it since no one knew anything about Jennifer's sexuality, plus my sister felt weird about it being her sil. Regardless, I told her she should go for it since I had noticed them subtly flirting with each other. As things quickly transpired, it turned out Jennifer was in the closet but had mutual feelings for my sister. Their relationship for months was kept well hidden from everyone, but the entire family noticed how happy Jennifer had become. Finally, they were both ready to get things out. My wife, myself and our sisters met for dinner one night. My wife was in shock, having just learned her sister was also gay. She was silent most of the dinner. As we left, she spoke her mind in the parking lot as she said, "This some disgusting redneck shit I won't support, or even acknowledge your relationship." My wife was disappointed in me that I had known for months, but never told her. It wasn't my place to tell and I honored my sister's request to keep it hidden until they were ready. I came in from work the next evening after the dinner. My wife was on the phone with her father. As he said, "If you would have listened to me and not married him, his sister wouldn't have made my daughter gay. He's always hated me and that only angered my wife." My mill on the other hand was very happy for Jennifer and my sister. Week went by and there was really no mention of their relationship. I had to stay late at work one night. I received a frantic call from my sister. My wife and her father showed up at Jennifer's house to talk some sense into her head. My sister was there and things turned nasty with their father. I left work because I could tell over the phone with the screaming in the background how things were heading. By the time I got to the house, their father was already gone. He's a coward. I pulled my wife out of the house and made her go home. Our sisters were upset, crying and feeling horrible about things. I went home and had it out with my wife. I told her it's not her place to dictate what her sister does with her life. I furthermore told her if she can't keep her mouth shut about their relationship, then she needed to stay out of her sister's life completely. She accused me of trying to divide the family along with my sister. Also told me it wasn't my place to tell her to stay out of their life. But honestly, it's not her place to pick and choose who her sister loves. My wife is not homophobic. She always supported my sister's sexuality. I've tried getting her to see the good in their relationship. I want nothing more than my sister to be happy after the shitty life we had growing up. But my wife is seriously acting like they're cousins or something. I don't see the issue or feel my wife's embarrassment over their relationship. Edit to add. About an hour ago I started talking to my wife about this. I asked her, "Why do you have a problem with your sister being gay?" Said she has no problem with it. I then asked her, if she was with any woman other than my sister, would you be okay with it? She answered yes. Then an open-ended question. I said, so you would be fine with your sister being with someone you absolutely don't know? Someone that could be a drug addict or a criminal? She said her sister wouldn't go with anyone like that. So with that being said, apparently my sister has good morals and is an overall good enough person that your sister would choose her. Wouldn't that make you happy knowing she's with a safe partner? Next story. When I was 15 years old, and my sister was 2 years old, my mom passed away. After her passing, my dad changed. He became emotionally unavailable and barely showed any concern about my sister upbringing. He was still financially available, as he would give me money at the end of each month and then just disappears. As a result, I took the parental role over my sister. I am the one who had to do everything a parent should do, from cooking, advice, homework, emotional support, etc. I basically raised her. When she was 10, she asked if she can call me dad, and it was the proudest moment of my life. I also consider her my daughter. Now she is 22 years old, studying for her master's degree, and I am very proud of her. I also got married and my wife recently got pregnant. We were talking one night, and she said, "I am very excited because you will finally get a child that you wanted." I did not like this comment, but I gave her the benefits of the doubt, as I had to take responsibility for my sister at a young age. I can see where she is coming from. Then she continues, "I always felt sorry for you, because you were stuck in that situation and was forced to waste years of your life raising a child that is not your responsibility instead of experiencing a young adult normal life, doing normal things. But now you can get to experience the genuine thing." I was raging inside and told her, "WTF do you mean, wasted, all these years? I never once thought of those years like that. I am very proud that I was able to raise my daughter alone, despite what happened with our parents, into a healthy functioning adult. Experience the genuine thing? She is my daughter. It is as genuine as it can get. Just because you did not give her birth, that does not mean our father-daughter bond is not genuine." She was shocked by how angry I said was just trying to comfort me. I said, "Comfort me? Is this a joke? You have clearly no clue about how I feel. This happened last week and we still have not recovered from this conversation." Next story. My ex-wife and I had very different views about spending money. After the birth of our daughter 3 years back, she started spending a lot of unnecessary money. I tried having discussions with her about budgeting, but she refused, saying that all of it was necessary for her. Some of the expenses were definitely necessary, such as a mother's helper, maid, cook, etc. And I had no problem with those kinds of expenses that would help her recover from childbirth. But there were others that were purely unnecessary and lavish, such as shopping, etc. It all reached a breaking point when she paid for her brother's college tuition from our joint account without even asking me if I was okay with it. I divorced her and we got equal custody of our daughter, along with me having to pay child support because our daughter was still very small. I had to also give her half of my business. I didn't want to run a business with her, so I sold my business and gave her half the money. I started a new business on my own and it's doing pretty well now. Today, when I went to my mom's birthday party, my ex-wife was also present. My ex-wife was a family friend, so she is still close to my parents despite our divorce. After dinner, I and my brothers were watching a movie. At that time, my mom came to me and told me she wants to speak to me in private. We stepped out of the house and my ex-wife was waiting for us there. My ex said that she lost all the money that she received from me upon divorce because her investments failed. She said that if I'd been more mature by running the business with her instead of selling it off and protecting just myself, she wouldn't have been in this position now. She said that she's been evicted from her apartment and doesn't have the money even for a hotel room, and told me that since I caused this, I should let her stay with me in my house. I refused and told her that she can leave our daughter with me for the time being and go stay with one of her friends or something. She started crying and my mom said I should be more kind to my ex considering she's a close family friend. Next story. I, 27F, used to be an escort, H*oak, from 18 until I was 23. I'm not proud of it, but I also don't give a fuck because I did what I had to do to keep studying and a roof over my head. That's how I met my now fiancé, 37M, though he was never my client. We began to date when I was 25, and 3 or 4 months after that his bill exposed me. No idea how he found out, because there's no way my fiancé knew, and thus we had to come clean in front of his whole family. Yes, I did that. Yes, he knows. Yes, he doesn't care. It was 2 years ago. At that time, we got over it. After that there was a span of 3 to 4 months in where my mill and some of my fiancé's aunts and cousin, police, their husband when I was around. It was really weird tbh because this dudes were like 40 to 60 yo and I wasn't that desperate, so my fiancé shut their bullshit hard, and even when his family still gives me the side eye from time to time, we thought it was behind us. He proposed last year and 5 months ago we found out that I was pregnant. We were really happy about it and we told his family as soon as we knew. His sisters and young brother were happy for us, But his mom took me aside and begged me to be honest with her and asked if this was really my fiancé's child. I was taken aback, but I just rolled my eyes and said yes. She gave me some shitty speech about how she only wanted to make sure, and that she was happy to be a grandmother. Well, last weekend we were at his parents' with his family and some of his friends, and we were talking about the name. How he might look, small talk. We will love him regardless, but there's always some. Oh, I hope he gets your nose. MMH, I like your eyes. I hope he gets them, comments, and my Phil said that he and his children have a birthmark in the inner tight and that even his grandchildren, one of my SIL's kids, got them. So our baby might too, and then he said, but how can we know from who he got it? It may as well be from me, my boy, or my brothers, and he and his brothers began to laugh. My fiancé got mad, and before he could say anything I said, I don't get it, and my Phil was, yeah, because it runs in the family, and I said again, I don't get it. Why would he get it from you? And he began to get nervous and said, because you know, it's just a joke op. And I said, but I don't get it, and you all laughed. Explain, it got to the point that some of his friends said, hey, it's not funny, so he excused himself and left. Later my fiancé's Bill came to me and said that I was wrong for embarrassing him like that in his own house and that I knew what the joke was about, and because of my past, I shouldn't be surprised. Now they're all demanding that I apologize to my Phil.